We're going to talk about this from the philosophical perspective of anonymity on the internet. Now I get to piss people off talking about Jordan Peterson. So here we go. This is, I think, where it starts. By failing to separate the anonymous, cowardly troll demons from real people in the comment section, YouTube and other social media platforms are enabling sadistic, Machiavellian psychopaths and narcissists. What the fuck are you talking about, you weirdo Canadian? And again, I like Jordan Peterson. I think he's a wonderful ally for freedom in general, a great ally for men. And I think that he has a lot of great things to say and he's very encouraging. I'm not denying the value that Jordan Peterson brings into people's lives, but he can have a bad take. It's okay. It doesn't invalidate everything else he says. It doesn't stop him from being right on a bunch of shit. It doesn't stop him from helping people. It doesn't stop him from being generally good. All right? But this is a shit fucking take. And we got to talk about this. Not because of Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson is the catalyst for this. But Jordan Peterson is not alone in this thought. I actually think it's a product of fame and high exposure more than anything else. We're going to talk about this from the philosophical perspective of anonymity on the internet. This is less a criticism of Jordan Peterson. It's about the concept, which goes far beyond Jordan Peterson. So this is where it starts. I saw this. I voted disagree. Obviously, I disagree with him. Eliza Blue says, Dear Jordan Peterson, political dissidents, survivors, activists, journalists, and whistleblowers globally deserve an opportunity to remain anonymous online and be heard. History has shown us why this is important. This is a good point. However, this is only part of it. The founders were anonymous. Yes, great. They were anonymous advocating for war against England or rebellion from England or separation from England. Yeah, political dissidents. Very important to protect anonymity. Not because of one issue, but because the government has no business restricting access to anything. Freedom, baby. That's the point. Anonymity is freedom. And there's a shitload of reasons for you to be anonymous if you choose. And all of those reasons are important and none of them are critical to the question. Anonymity should be protected because that is just liberty. You don't need a reason to not tell everybody who you are. You don't need a moral justification. You don't need a boogeyman threatening you to say, I want to be anonymous. Because the concept of discourse means that anonymity is inherently valuable if someone chooses it. The concept of it underneath everything. So this is a good point about political dissidents, survivors, activists, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm not saying people have a right to not be doxxed or discovered or anything like that. No. You have a right to try and be as anonymous as you want when making a statement. All right, so Jordan Peterson says, you're missing the point. Some anonymous accounts are heroic. Most favor dark tetrad personality types. The latter pose an extreme threat to social integrity, truly. So now Jordan Peterson has reverted to psychological terms and arguments on a philosophical point. In context, what he's talking about, let's be very clear about this. Remember the original origin point. People who are not using their real name in a YouTube comment section. That's what Jordan Peterson is talking about. And look at the language that we're going with. Dark tetrad personality types posing an extreme threat to social integrity. What does that even actually mean when you break it down? What is social integrity and what is an extreme threat to it? Jordan Peterson, most anonymous accounts are counterproductive. And I never said they should be banned. Oh, of course not. Just regulated, right? I merely said that the anonymous account should be separated from the real people. Why do you need to have the platform separate the anonymous accounts from the real people? You know what it sounds kind of like, right? Kind of sounds like a blue check system on Twitter, doesn't it? What are we asking for? Why are we asking for a platform to categorize what is valuable versus non-valuable commentary based on the source? That's a fucking genetic fallacy. The source of this is a real person versus an anonymous person. So wait, the value of the comment is determined by the source? Now you can do that on your own. But this is a thoughtful thread. Listen, freedom fighters, don't underestimate the danger of the dark tetrad types. Narcissists, psychopaths, sociopaths. These are the dark tetrad or whatever. Some people who post anonymously, most people who post anonymously are narcissistic, sociopathic, or psychopathic. Cool. Does that invalidate their idea? Does that invalidate their point? Does that invalidate their point? Can a psychopath not make a good point because they're a psychopath? Again, genetic fallacy. How are you going to deal with this? What the fuck is this? Oh, here's the dark tetrad of personality, cyberbullying and cyber trolling among young adults. The current study examined the relationship between dark tetrad of personality, Machiavellianism, narcissism, psychopathy, and sadism, and antisocial cyber behaviors, i.e. cyberbullying, cyber trolling, by surveying 323 young Malaysians from age 18 to 26. The result of this study contribute to the cyber behaviors literature. Knowledge about the antisocial cyber behaviors in Malaysia supports sadism as a dark personality, and the study acts as a reference to minimize these behaviors. Look, I mean, this is the article. This is a study that Jordan Peterson linked on this. Why is this the study? Like, why? How are you going to deal with this? That's what he said. How are we going to deal with this? I don't know what this has to do with anonymity. Why has Jordan cited this article as a source? This is an exceptionally large effect, by the way, linking psychopathy to online troll demon behavior. Okay, next one. See what this one is. The dark tetrad, social dominance orientation, online political discussion. This study extending the existing body of research by examining the relationship between the dark tetrad personality traits, social dominance orientation, and online political trolling in the United States of America. Participants: 7 non-binary, 4 transgender female, 1 transgender male, and 6 listing their gender as other, with 1 listing as 2-spirit, 1 as gender fluid, 1 using the Chan meme of attack helicopter, and 3 participants who used the space provided to state derogatory comments towards women in the trans communities. The true champions of the survey. It's 190 self-identifying Americans. They may not be Americans at all. What is the vetting process? It's a fucking Facebook survey, guys. Can we stop and pause for a second? That very serious and smart and brilliant Jordan Peterson is citing a West Virginia University research paper whose sample size was 190 retards on Facebook. What the fuck is happening? Participant age ranged from 18 to a claimed age of 344. Participant, oh no! 2 responses indicating white supremacist views. What's your ethnic background? Well, I'm not a fucking Negro. Can you imagine? This is a serious paper published by a university and now cited by Jordan Peterson as an authority on why anonymous online identity is bad. What are we doing here? So then here's him quoting again. 10 times as large as a typical personality behavior correlation, accounting for most of the variation in online psychopathological behavior. This is, to repeat, not typical. The correlation is so large that anyone posting anonymously has to ask themselves seriously, narcissist with psychopathic features or hero? Wait, but again, where is the link to anonymity in his tweets here? He hasn't cited a study that links anonymity to these behaviors. He cited studies that link these personality types to cyberbullying and cyber trolling. Okay, psychopaths are likely to bully and troll people. Revelatory. What the fuck are we talking about? None of this fucking matters to the point of why anonymity is important in free speech. None of this matters. Are irrelevant. Even if Jordan Peterson's takes are 100% right, and that anonymity, promotes online trolling and toxicity. Ultimately, it doesn't matter because it's still philosophically fucking wrong. Because if all of the evidence suggests that almost everyone who posts anonymously is a psychopath or a troll, we still don't get to the actual philosophical point. Anonymity always, always, always should be an option. Always, always, always should be an option because it's critical to the concept of discourse. The ability to remove the baggage of who you are from the idea you present fucking matters. And Jordan should know this more than anybody. As someone who has been shredded over everything he's ever done and said, had all of his good ideas attacked based on some other thing he said, some other point he made, some other thing he did at some other point in his life. As Jordan Peterson, he should know how fucking critical anonymity is. And the fact that he doesn't choose to engage in it doesn't invalidate it in any way. Here we go. The correlation is so large that anyone posting anonymously has to ask themselves seriously, narcissist with psychopathic features or hero, and there are damn few heroes, not none, but they're rare. Care to chime in, John Haidt and Gene Twinge? So, and little more on the dark tetrad cluster, not the association with criminality and suicidality. Okay, so this isn't going to have anything to do with anonymity as well. More troll psychopathic research. I'm not making this up, boys and girls. Okay. Trolls and psychopathy does not correlate or does not automatically follow with anonymity. So anonymity lets ideas stand in their own, not be cloaked by deference to authority. Jordan Peterson's response is cliche. Jordan, who I like very much. It's very cliche to say that people who disagree with me and troll me are just anonymous psychopaths. That's also fucking cliche. Well, everyone who disagrees with me is a troll. Oh, they're psychopaths, narcissists too. They all have a personality disorder because they disagree with you. TMF Squid, I remain anonymous, so I'm less likely to get swatted. And so people can't easily report my shit posting to my work and try and get me fired. Anonymity right now in the modern digital age protects you from bad actors when you make an opinion that is socially unpopular. It goes to both sides of the aisle. You know why? Because the law isn't protecting us. The Constitution isn't protecting us. Our authorities and protectors aren't protecting us. Our employers aren't protecting us. Our HR departments aren't protecting us from bad actors taking something out of context. But I posted anonymously thousands of times for sure. When I worked for places, when I went to school, anonymity was sacred through all of that. Because people try to fucking ruin you even back then. They're more effective at it now. Cliche. What a fucking basic argument.